Hi, I'm Ellie Rain, and this is my familiar, Cipher. I'm an award-winning fantasy author. My books are called the Necroseem Chronicles. They are about a necromancer whose soul is trapped inside his twin as they go on epic adventures. If you want to learn more, you can go to ellierain.com, or you can go to Barnes & Noble and Amazon for more.
We are Tuatha, and we knew that you would probably request a particular song from us. This is our simple free bird, just for you. I want to tell you about some links that we've got going on. We have a tip jar. You can find that at paypal.me/Tuatha. It's the name of our band, Tuathadea. You can visit us on our website, tuathadea.com, where you can find all kinds of links, all kinds of pages. You can find our store with our merch and more. tuathadea.com/the-store-2. You can also find our mailing list on our website and sign up for all kinds of cool information. Visit us on our Patreon, patreon.com/Tuatha. We really appreciate you once again. Thank you for having us here.
Do you want to make sure your convention isn't a dud? Then contact the CONmods for all of your moderating and consulting needs. We've had the pleasure of working with Sean Schemmel, Adam Baldwin, Matthew Lewis, David Yost, Brian Michael Bendis, and many, many more. Find us at theconmods.com, a proud partner of CONjuration 2020. Hey, everybody. Thank you for checking out Almost Daily Discourse. This is a podcast we do. It's a podcast for pondering. We have questions. We talk about them. I am your host today, Luscious Malfoy, not Lucius. We don't talk about Lucius. He got into some stuff it embarrasses the family. So we don't talk about that. I'm joined today by our perfectly adequate host representing Gryffindor, Mike. How you doing, Mike? Hey,
everybody. Oh, I'm so good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you. Representing Gryffindor. This isn't balanced. This isn't right. We have Phil. Phil, how's it going?
It's good. I got myself a butter beer and I'm ready for the con.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I don't have one. I'm a little jealous. And also Mike has one too in a plastic cup. And last but not
that's
least,
what it is. It's butterbeer.
I have that new butterbeer clear that they put out.
Butterclear.
And
Butterclear.
last but not least, representing the Muggles, I suppose. Charles, how's it going?
No, Dobby's got a sock.
Oh boy,
Dobby, I'm good. That's my cosplay.
You're
got my
finally
sock.
free of the show, Charles.
I
You
am.
can leave whenever.
Charles is a free elf.
I am.
Oh, Charles, that is awesome. So the way we do this show, we record it every week on Twitch, and we usually just have a topic, and we throw the topic out there, and we chat about it. So we're gonna do 2 today because why not? It's a super extra fun episode for CONjuration, and the first one is gonna be based on your personality. What would your magic power or superpower be? So the key thing is there based on your personality, because I know everybody wants to just pick something awesome, but let's be real with ourselves. Based on who you are and yourself, what would your power be? Phil, do you want to kick it off? Do you mind?
Sure, yeah, I was ready for this question, Tony. Thank you. To be honest with you, I feel like for me, off of my personality, there's a couple different ways I can go with this. So I'll start off by saying maybe the ability to manipulate matter and energy based off my mood, my attitude, right? Because I'm very quick to have my highest highs and my lowest lows, that I feel like, kind of like Dark Phoenix or Phoenix, like when she just gets too much energy in her, she kind of, expels all the energy everywhere. I feel like, for me, that's kind of the first thing that came to mind. That would be useful, I guess, in some sorts.
So you're saying you just want to expel your energy all the time? That's what I'm getting.
I mean, it's not up to me, right? It's up to the mood swings and what happens around me. I mean,
yeah, sometimes you might take all that energy from other people, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I'm not rogue, so I'm not going to touch somebody and then take their energy off of them. But
no, you'll just be in the same room.
Yeah.
So
you're not wrong.
would that be? Is there like a medication or something we can use to control that? You don't want to just willy-nilly going around everywhere.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, I self-medicate with the butterbeer and calming music, right? I'm not the Hulk, but I feel like when you first said that, it was either that my emotions and my mood swings kind of depict what kind of power I would have. The only idea I kind of came up with was the ability to not have to waste time sleeping. Right? You're never tired. You're always up and ready to go. Because for me, I have such a dense and heavy schedule, and getting things done within that schedule is kind of hard for me. But if I had the ability to never feel fatigue or never have to waste time sleeping, there's so much more I can get done.
I was gonna say, I feel like you already go with not sleeping. I feel like because I know
4
you
to
personally.
3 hours, yeah.
I feel like
3 to 4 hours. That's all I need.
That's your shtick. Speaking of, somewhere in chat, somebody said a good power would be not to need coffee to wake up.
King. Yep.
Yeah. That would be. Can we just sign up for that? I was drinking coffee before the panel. I was struggling to stay awake at 7:00.
That's a different reason, Tony.
I'm blaming it on the whole time change and the stars and the moon and stuff.
That was 2 weeks ago, Tony.
I mean,
1 week ago, by the way.
So
really, this week felt like 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
That's my religious holiday. Is the time change where we get an hour back? So
it's a 2020 week. That was like a month ago. Who knows? We're not keeping up. For me personally, I'm a bit of an empath. I know a lot of people at this convention are they spoke on it yesterday. There were a lot of panels about witchery and things. So I'm a bit of an empath. I can feel other people's, if they're up, down. So for me, I think I'd be a mind reader. Simple as that.
Sure.
Just getting in the heads, pulling the thoughts out, knowing what they're thinking, knowing what you're saying. A lot of people, Charles or Phil, you all right there? You liked my little?
Oh no! I liked how you
pulled it. Yeah,
You pulled the memory right out of your brain.
I can't. I had to borrow this wand. I appreciate it.
You're gonna keep as many of those as you can, Tony. Come on, man.
Memories?
They're gonna start slipping sooner or later, bud.
Well, you guys know me better than most people watching this. I don't remember most things. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. You only got so many. Like, don't give up what you got in there.
We only have 2 topics today. I had to write them down to the side so I didn't forget them.
I mean, it must be nice for Mike to be, 24, no cares in the world. He's got a sugar mama providing for him. But one day, sir, you'll learn what real life is.
Hey, man, I heard the real world is hard. I'm not going out there. Are you kidding?
Oh, it's the worst. Yeah.
True story. Mike is 68. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, so my power would be vampirism. Thank you for the lead in on that. No, honestly, so I was stuck between vampirism for real, because I do feel like I'm such an extrovert that I get all of my energy and all of my like ready to party from being around people, and like I try not to be a drag about it, but I do definitely like feed on the energy of everybody else I'm around and like the excitement of people. Yeah.
I finally got caught up on what we do in the shadows, and so definitely Colin Robinson over there.
Yeah.
No, I've dealt with you in person. It is
exhausting.
It is a chore.
Oh, go ahead, please.
The other side to that, it was like, I hated admitting it, but I think it's true. Like the other power that I would have is either like charms or like
because
being
your face
able
is not
to...
charming enough. Awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, I feel like I'm able to make people do things because I'm like so excited about it, like a rumor style superpower, right? But like, I hate how gross that feels. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
manipulate people and what they want to do by using your charm. When has that ever been terrible or anything in society?
Let's circle back on that, Phil, in just a little bit.
It's all about if you use it for good or evil. That's the line, And I was gonna say a little behind the scenes. You were the first one awake for Dragon Con, messaging everybody. So we ready? We doing this? And it's like,
let's go.
Mike,
let's go,
man. Yeah, it's Christmas doesn't start till 8 a.m. You're the one up at like 3 a.m.
Yep.
Like, dude, come on. Come on.
Mike, I am just getting to bed.
Please. Well, it's funny because like you
guys want to get some breakfast?
I was keeping Tony up every night at Dragon Con until like 3-4 in the morning. Like, dude, don't get off Zoom yet. Like, I got another story, like trading stories back and forth. And then I was the first one up. And like, it made me think of Christmas, where like my mom used to say, I'm not getting up until I've had a cup of coffee. And then you can start working on the presents.
Yeah, so but Mike, that was
to make coffee.
Yes, you did. See, you're the dude. You're the dude.
Mike, that was last year's Christmas. Like, relax, man. Charles, we haven't heard from you with your sock on the microphone.
That means don't bother him.
It's my costume.
Don't knock on the door.
Yeah, don't walk in.
I would love to say it's something charitable or something cool like shape-shifting, but I'll tell you, I legit, if I had magic, I've thought a long time after watching The Magicians about this, it would be to when I'm in traffic and somebody does something stupid like cut me off, to just give them instant nightmares in their head of tragedy like they died, and then it not be real, but they become a better person for it. But, basically mental trauma. That would be my magic power.
You want a final destination, people?
Not for real, just in their head where they think it's real. And they're like, holy crap, what just happened? And you're like, yeah, be better, asshole. So yeah, there you
go. This is where I want to take a moment to remind everyone this is a family convention. So I'm going to let Charles back in, but let's watch it.
He's been given a time out.
Charles, can you behave?
Tony, are you getting the image I'm sending to you right now? My magic powers. Is it traumatizing you yet, sir?
Look, he's about to take that memory right out.
Bye.
It's funny that you said that, Charles, because like I had the same idea, but just not like giving people visual nightmares. That's what a villain would do.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I
Really, because it makes you a better person. Really, you live through a tragedy, all of a sudden it's not real. And
All
like,
right, Thanos.
it's the Christmas Jimmy Stewart thing. Oh no, life is better now because that tragedy didn't happen.
Yeah, but he
Come
wasn't
on.
driving a car going 75 down the freeway,
Well,
Charles.
the power would come with the built-in ability to protect the car somebody else died.
He was on the bridge, though. I mean, you
He
know.
was on the bridge.
It was pretty close, yeah.
So I'll get a little bit monstrous. Yeah, Charles, I was with you, but like my ability was kind of going to be like the ability to move people out of my way in the left lane when I'm going 85 down the road.
Well,
Yeah,
Looking
I
at,
always said
Force push, just
just
move you over a bit.
or
I
just
got places
disable
to go.
the car so it just putters to the side. And, yeah.
But in my luck,
looking
if I
at
did
the-
that, then their car would just die right in front of me, and then I would be even later for my appointment I'm 5 minutes early for.
I guess, yeah.
So-
I'm looking at the chat real quick. I'm looking at the chat, and with Krugel's doing her thing again, I think I'm about to take another 3-week hiatus. I can't handle the conflict. It's the conflict from her all the time. I can't handle it.
So speaking of chat, Meridell said, "What's wrong with staying up at 3 a.m.?" Absolutely nothing. That's
Yeah.
great. The problem comes in when Mike wakes you up at 5 a.m. That's what's wrong.
who needs more than a nap, Tony? It's Dragon Con, it's Conjuration Con, it's like a thing is meant to be exciting, right? And if it's well and good and exciting enough, you don't need sleep. Like Phil, that's his whole thing, right? Like,
Yeah, it is. But I
But-
also don't want to be disturbed by a puppy at 5 a.m. because they have to be
Also,
taken for a walk.
This is why Phil looks like he's 70 when he's 30 because of no sleep.
Oh God,
So
hard knocks.
I do appreciate the enthusiasm, but Lucius
Damn.
needs his naps. Yeah, come on.
luscious.
You know, there's a lot of late night stuff going on. I need my naps. My only other one, because I didn't want to get into the creepy realm of the mind manipulation, because Mike, I went there too as a
yeah,
as a communicator.
right.
Right?
I'm a bit of a communicator, and so I was like, well, maybe I was like, no, I feel dirty. I can't do that.
It
So the
feels
one I
bad
came
to
up with-
admit, yeah.
But my consolation was very close. Again, as an empath, but also a communicator, my other power would be to generate emotions. And so now that I'm saying that out loud, it's
Yikes.
pretty much the same thing you guys came up with.
Yeah.
But
Don't lump us
they
in
would
with
be
him.
they could be good emotions, happy emotions, cheering
Sweet
people
emotion.
up.
You want to be the human
Sweet
Xanax. Sweet emotion.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, human Xanax. And it's it's all in how, if you use your powers for good or evil. That's the line that separates most people.
Someone once told me that I was the king of peer pressuring people into the things they want to do but are too afraid to admit.
Nice.
And like I took that as a compliment.
Oh,
And now like
villains
Yeah.
do.
I was gonna say, now looking at Phil's face, I'm like second guessing it.
That's too
But-
much for me, and I'm a goblin. Like, but I've told you multiple times that you are the villain in your own storyline, so this is nothing new.
That's true.
Says Phil, who was up for 36 something hours, before the first time at Dragon Con ever ended for him, and then he stayed up for longer partying. So
Like I said before, Charles, I'm a goblin.
you're a
Stealth King in chat, I think, has the best one. The
Yep.
power to have your dishes cleaned. Even as a single guy with a dishwasher, I don't know how I go through so many dishes. I don't understand it.
Hard pass, man. That's
See,
my zone where I can
this-
just where I can just stop thinking about things and just clean everything up. You can take me out real quick if you want.
that's why you have children, because then you raise them to go wash the dishes, and that's fine.
I tried that with my neighbor's kids. It didn't go over well.
Yeah, but you just went into their house without even knocking and took their kids.
And then you only offered them like the fruity Tootsie Rolls, not even the good ones. That's payment, Come on.
Yeah, those are the ones I didn't want. It was what was left.
Yeah,
So
Here you go,
And
kid.
Charles, as a leftover candy connoisseur, you should know.
I know which ones to give away. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Charles, do you have any other powers or anything you think can you keep it less angry and clean?
Yeah, and I guess what what about your personality is never mind. I just answered it. I was thinking, what about your personality is nightmare?
Yeah.
Right, nightmare inducing, and then I realized all of it.
But Mike, we know Charles. Not everyone does here at this con. So yeah, you can help explain.
You know what? In all honesty, if I had a second power, because that would be my first one, would be nightmare inducing, just to people irritate me. But the second would be to somehow remove the block. You know, Mike, you say people have talked about how you kind of peer pressure them into do things they want to do or too afraid to. I've run into too many people in my life that I've become a little jaded to where I just make opportunities. If you take them, that's up to you. But to remove the blocks, people are like, oh, I can never do that. And they're like, I'm sorry. When you can just break out singing and you sound like the male version of Adele, don't tell me you can't sing and that you can never do anything with this. You know, that's basically a true story of a friend of mine. Was like, everybody around was like, he just blew it out of the water. So at least try. This is the early days of America's Got Talent. Go try out for that. Nope. I just can't do it. So that'd be my power. It's like, okay, remove the block so you're not afraid or have that negative message saying that you can't do it, and then go try.
I like that.
Oh, Kit Kat. Kit Kat's my favorite. Oh, that one. The ability to pause time so I can take more naps would be amazing. That would be so good. But you have to stop aging as well.
Yeah, now you're into a slippery slope where if you take these naps, then you're old and it's been a day, and you know, there's a
So it's very like a monkey paw situation, right? You got to balance. You got to balance your nap time and your powers.
And now, you know, if we could pause time, if we're doing that, then I guess you still have to do the dishes and laundry. I was going to say that settles that, but
nope.
Yeah, but you could take a nap before and after and do it in the middle, and it's still, you know.
That's my real life, and I still don't do it. I'm like, I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to get this laundry done. So then I take a nap, and then I don't do the laundry, and then I do something else, and then I take another nap. But a good idea, Mike. A good idea. Let's see. Go ahead, Mike.
Bring the show to an end.
I was going to say, I still don't. I think Charles is second.
Points to Gryffindor because you know they need points.
Oh,
he doesn't even. You don't even know what's what.
Appreciate it.
I do know.
I appreciate it.
I was going to say,
Tony, don't take those away from us.
Yeah, stop that, Tony. We like that.
Luscious. Come on.
Yeah. Charles, I think that second superpower definitely fits you more based on who you are than the first one does. I think the first one is like who I want to be, Mr. Edgelord Cool Guy. And the second one is like who I really am, Bear McFall.
You know what? There's a yin and a yang to everybody, dude.
That's not how that word's pronounced.
A what?
A yin and a what?
Let me hit it for the Philadelphia and the
yang?
Austin, Texas. A yin and a yang, baby. There's a yin and a yang for everybody. Yin and yang. There you go.
Got it. You're right. I think at the end it all balances out. Is I think what you're saying there. So guys, we only have 45 minutes, and I don't want to take too much time from our next topic. But before we go to the next topic, I'm going to try a magic trick.
Okay.
That's what we haven't really discussed
this.
Work?
Wow, this is interesting.
No, and we haven't even really discussed it. So let's just see. I need everyone here. You guys watching?
All right, we're watching.
I don't know what the word would be.
Great.
Maybe chat can. I don't know if they can tell me what a spell is, because I don't know. All right. You ready? Abba Cadabra. Oh, what the? Oh my goodness!
Sure nothing happened.
I feel like I tried. I think, I was thinking. I went on the power of my emotions. I'm a little hungry. I was thinking about French fries, and
Yeah.
that's what came out. So I'm gonna try another one.
Maybe this next one
This
will work.
is not what this show does from week to week, everybody. Just so you know,
We normally don't do magic tricks,
Tony's
but
a
it's a
little
special
magic
occasion.
man right now.
So we do this post show when we're not streaming anymore.
And usually we're a little more inebriated, but then we'll get to the next topic here.
You're gonna try again? You're gonna actually do a trick this time?
Hold on, Mike. I got it.
Stop sputtering, Tony. Come on.
Deuteronomy. Blah. There it is. I got it. Oh my
No,
goodness.
it's fine. You'll
We're
get
good,
it, bud.
right?
You'll get it. I promise you will.
That sounded like a proper spell.
Phil,
I
did
kind
I
of
clear this with you at all? Because
got a
this
little
is- I
confused
don't
at the end
approve.
there,
I
but
do not approve.
Yeah, no, they
All right.
cleared it with me. You know, we said we don't have enough time to really do 2 topics. Let's waste 5 to 10 minutes of our time on bits that these 2 idiots worked out for 40 minutes, last Friday. So,
all right, let's get Mike back to normal and we'll move to the next topic.
What do you
Ready?
mean?
We'll just-
Do I have
we'll
something
just
on my face?
No, let's just put him down.
That's the Death Eater
Yes.
spell. I don't know that one.
That
That's
is my
the
costume, Chris. That is Dobby's sock.
all right.
You do the
last
magic.
one.
I'll do the tech.
Last one.
You do the magic, I'll do the tech. That's
Nor-
the
nor-
tagline for the show, y'all.
normal cadavra. Poof. There it is. We're good. We're back to oh my god.
Yeah, this is fun. I don't see a problem here. Let's go. What's the second topic we're talking? Oh, I remember now. The thing that we were talking about earlier, using your charm to have like an effect on people that is uncomfortable and bad leads us really well into this next topic, right, Tony?
Yes, it's perfect. Speaking of uncomfortable and bad, thank you, Mike. So, on a somewhat serious topic, I don't know how we go to serious. How do you all separate the artist from the art that they create? There's a lot of things, whether it be literature, television shows, sports, whatever that you may like, that has people that you may not like. Music, another great example. So, Mike, I'm gonna kick it to you since you had a little stress there a moment ago, and I know
Yeah,
you and
so-
Phil are both big music fans and love bands and whatnot, but surely there's not good people in some of
What are you
those.
talking about, Tony?
Some of those
I
bands.
grew up.
Everybody in, yeah.
I grew up listening to hardcore punk rock. There's never been a problem with anyone in that scene ever. That's what
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
a
the most
grunge
about
fan.
it. They're definitely no. Honestly, this is something that I really struggle with a lot. With music, especially. Britters in chat brings up the fucking king of pop. The king of pop, right?
Nope. All right, guys. So just a friendly reminder.
Points to Gryffindor for that. Just saying.
No, they lose points for a cursing. Family show, y'all.
Nope,
Keep it clean.
points for
All right, we're
Gryffindor.
gonna bring them back.
Sorry. Thank you
Yes.
for putting me in the penalty box. I deserved it. I'm
Michael
back out on the
Jackson,
ice. Yeah,
The
like
king of pop and
terrible person.
There you go.
Like, woof. And so like it's really hard, right? To split that line of like, hey, here's the deal. Thriller is one of the best records ever, right? Like Bad is one of the best records ever. Like he's got such incredible, huge, massive hits that are so important to so many different genres of music. And he's a monster. So like for me, it's a constant struggle. Every time I hear an MJ song and every time I start to dance to it, I think, oh, and I don't know. What about you, Phil? Because you love the Beatles, right?
Oh no, most certainly, yeah. And they're all monsters. Well, except that sweet little Ringo, but
Well, sure. I mean, he's
but that's the thing, right? And our friend Naru, the nerd guru, talks about this all the time. You have to pick where your hypocrisies lie, right? And for some of these artists that either do literature or movies or comic books or music, you have to decide on your own structure where your hypocrisies lies. And some of them they create something really wonderful and it becomes bigger than they are, right? The project and the art and the world and everything that they create becomes bigger than what they are, to the point where they're just the person that delivered it. And it's the world and the character and the wonder and beauty around it that the community has taken and ran with, right? You look at Ender's Game, Orson Scott Card, deplorable monster.
Oh,
And that's me putting it lightly, since we're at family friendly and I already got
Keeping
my
it
one
clean.
excuse. I got my one. But Ender's Game is beloved by many,
Yeah.
right? That's where the world has become bigger than the person that produced it, right? John Lennon, not a great person through his entire life, but his music has grown bigger than him, and people, take his songs and his lyrics and apply them to their own life and point of views.
I mean, quite frankly,
music,
it's not a New Year's. It's not a New Year's without me hearing Imagine. It's a tradition. I have to hear it. So it's important to me. It's a big deal.
now, are these actions of the artist excusable? No, they're not. Absolutely not. But that's what I said. I've echoed this a couple times now. You have to pick where your hypocrisy lies. Yes, H.P. Lovecraft, awful, absolutely awful. Sometimes even his writing is awful. But we know who Cthulhu is, right? My son, he's 4 years old. He has a Cthulhu stuffed animal. He loves it.
It's an odd parenting choice, but
That's a perfect
Tony-
parenting choice. Have you
we're
met
not here to.
Alan?
That's not the topic today.
Yeah, make that your topic for next week.
Yeah.
But like,
Phil's terrible parenting choices.
oh my God, are you kidding? Have you met Edgelord McCool guy above me? But
So going
but
back
also,
to
like,
my
he doesn't
Mr.
have to know.
Gryffindor.
He doesn't have to know how terrible H.P. Lovecraft is, right? He'll probably never even remember that he had that stuffed animal or the wonderful things agreed with it.
going back to Michael Jackson. I grew up on Michael Jackson. I adore Michael Jackson's music. Like, he is the king of pop. As far as I'm concerned, he will be the king of pop in my lifetime. No one will top him. But you're right. I don't even hesitate when Mike comes on, because we're on a first name basis. I'm gonna rock with him, and I don't think about all the
night.
other stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I know before I turn to Charles, I want to hear his thought, but I know Rob Zombie some time ago, when he first started making movies, came out and mentioned all the old like Hollywood starlets and things. He was like, most of these people were horrible people, but because there wasn't internet and entertainment shows and what stuff, you didn't know, you didn't find out, you didn't hear their thoughts on Twitter. You just watched their stuff and enjoyed it. So I always go back to the Rob Zombie approach. That's just how I am. But let me say this. That's just me. And I understand a lot of people don't want to support a garbage human being or even have any of their money or support trickle down their lane. And I get that too. Phil, you're exploding with superpowers.
Wow.
What's going on?
But it also doesn't. It shouldn't take away the hard work, the time, the effort that everyone else who is not a terrible monster put into projects, right?
Yeah.
You have a character like Kevin Spacey, who is literally should be in prison till the day he dies. And there was a big uproar around Spacey films, which I understand. I do understand that. But the actions of one man, the crimes of one man shouldn't also take away from the hard work that literally hundreds of people have put into his movies. He didn't write them. He didn't direct them. He didn't set the lighting on them. He doesn't do the editing on them. So then you're punishing hundreds of people because of your dislike of one person. Now, if that's what you want to do, I understand it, right? Because that's your choice to make, right? I'm not accepting or even turning a blind eye to the atrocities, but there's also multiple factors in people that are hurt just because of the actions of one
Right.
angry guy.
If you really think about it, if you liked Spacey films before, even after knowing what he was like in real life, you watch it, it's still a phenomenal performance. It's still, I mean, I watched Baby Driver after all the news broke on him, and I'm watching him going, I still think you're a horrible human being and I want to hate you, but it's a phenomenal performance. And he usually plays somebody you're going to hate anyway. So there's that. But that's what I've been wanting to say is something I've learned a lot in my life is it's what you do is not who you are. And that's how we separate the art from the artists. Because let's be real, most people will hear a song or see a piece of art or read a book or something and be like, oh, this is so amazing, not even knowing who wrote it or what they were. They don't become fans of the writer or the creator. They become fans of that thing and what it means to them in their life. And I was listening to a great panel today about fan films in the Harry Potter universe. And, nobody this whole call wants to talk about Joe Rowling, which I get,
You just call her Joe. Was that intentional? Because let's just go with that was intentional.
Joe Rowling, yeah. J.K. Rowling. It's J.K. I know how to read speak. It's right there. J.K. Rowling. Joe Rowling.
I thought the whole bit was going to be that we didn't mention it.
No, it's not the bit. No, I got a point. There's no point. There's no bit. There's a point. Is that, we know that she's come out and said this, is it. I'm listening to some of the panel and they're talking about how, if you really read into it, you see this, and there's been this expanded universe. And I'm like, because it wasn't about what she was doing. She tapped into something bigger, like, ripping off Star Wars, and then added a whole world around it. But it resonated, is what I'm saying. There was a whole panel on how you could live as a Gryffindor and be part of Hugglypuff's cereal or something.
Oh my goodness,
First off, it's Hufflepuff, and secondly, you're wrong.
Put him in the box.
But no, you know what I'm saying? There was an actual whole panel on. I'm talking now. I've been going for 3 weeks. My turn. But it
shows.
But this is the thing. People are taking it and applying it in their lives and seeing how that applies. And this, I was like, that's where the artist doesn't matter anymore. She created so, and I've seen that happen so many times. We do a podcast. This is recorded as a podcast. Most people who do podcasting don't even know who Adam Curry is. And that's because he just tapped into something and made a way and people ran with it. And he didn't. He did his own little thing over here, and he'll always be known as the godfather of podcasting, but he is not the biggest rock star in the field now, is he? It's because we took it and did something with it. And that's my point with the art and the artist.
The art grows beyond the artist, it sounds like. So 2 things I want to jump to chat. One, Kruggles in chat. So the only reason it's a ripoff of Star Wars is because it follows the hero's journey.
No,
Star Wars is
a video. There's a great video comparing the two together. It's amazing.
Yeah, but Star Wars isn't original, is the thing, is what she's saying. It's just a ripoff of the story before it and a ripoff of the story before that. And to April's point, if we're talking Harry Potter, we weren't gonna say. The whole thing was we weren't gonna say JK's name. We were gonna just
because she's.
I didn't get that.
We're gonna talk around it. Yeah,
she who should not be named. But you're right, Charles, you didn't get that memo, so we apologize.
She who should be shamed. Sorry.
Since we're talking about it now, let's talk about Johnny Depp. So, he's leaving Fantastic Beasts, but he's going to continue to fight to get his story heard, which is just a messy, horrible situation.
The whole thing is so weird. And originally I was going to bring this up if we were still continuing the bit to be like, with Johnny Depp, I feel really conflicted because Edward Scissorhands is one of my favorite movies. And,
missing something here. Why is Johnny Depp a bad guy?
Oh, well, it turns out, oh God, he's not, but.
Because if you're talking about the Amber Heard thing, they found that was all made up, and there's video showing it's the opposite.
he was removed from the movie today.
Because of that?
Like
he quit. He was found guilty in court, Charles.
Recently? Because I haven't followed it recently, but in the last 2 months, they're like, no, it's actually being proven that it's the opposite. What?
Yeah, hot news. Everybody's guilty in that one. Everybody's bad. And that's what makes it so much more nuanced, right? Is that like, both sides did really awful things. I caught myself. Both sides did really terrible things to each other. And it was a super unhealthy, awful relationship. And none of the stuff that either of them did to each other should have been done to anyone, right? And so, like, when he had all his exes come out and speak positively about him, and all the, like, his whole Hollywood crew backed him, like, maybe that was true at the time, that he hadn't, been abusive, but now he is being abusive. And so does it color the things that you did before if you weren't like that then? Or now?
And this is,
what I mean?
And like, this is somewhat of a fair qualification in Europe. He was found guilty in like Great Britain, which is every country has its own standard. And what does that mean? I mean, I don't want to dive into, we're talking about this, but that does play into art versus artist. I think if you're a Johnny Depp fan before, this is not going to change it, because what do we like? Do we like the characters they're playing or the movies they're in? Or do we like the person? If you say, I like the person, well, tell me how well do you know that person? How much have you talked to them? How many dinners have you gone to?
So with Fantastic Beasts, which I really like the first one, and in respect to the convention, we're not going to talk about the second one. You got JK and Johnny Depp involved, so it's like, oh my god, but I like them, and I like the other actors, and so
it's hard. It's really hard.
She's cool.
And so for me, like, I look at it differently in the scenes, in like the music scene, right? Because part of the whole message behind hardcore and punk rock is that, like, anyone could be on the stage and nobody is bigger than anybody else. And that's the whole idea. And so for that scene, if the, like, singer of a band or the guitarist in a band turns out to be a scumbag,
well, they were
F that band forever.
Really?
Like, that's it. Yeah, no, like, I won't listen to a Champion record again because the lead singer was, like, diddling underage girls. And, like, I won't listen to Brand New ever again because that singer was, like, grooming underage girls. Like,
quick question, Mike.
Done to me.
Because I'm proud of it. I mean, if that's great. I mean, if that's the way you are. But, like, what's one of the most important songs in your life? You don't have to go through the whole story, but something that's like, this meant everything to me. And then if you found out that person was the scum of the earth, what would that do to you? It
would crush me. Like, if I found out that Ian McKay from Minor Threat was,
I have no idea what any of these people or bands are. I don't. Is it just me? Okay,
all like Austin locals or something. Who knows?
Hey, Mike, we're good. We're good.
yeah. I was gonna say, have you heard of Fugazi, Rites of Spring? Like, there's a whole list.
I know Fugazi. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So the guy from Fugazi, if it turned out that he was a scumbag, his band before Fugazi was this band Minor Threat that, like, created straight edge and, like, a whole genre of music that, like, made me who I am.
But it's also his choice to make that, just like it's everyone's personal choice to make these decisions. If something happened and came out about Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead or Tom York, would I be devastated? 100%. They have influenced me on music and writing, since the 90s. Would I stop listening to Radiohead? Probably not. Because the memories that I have tied to those records don't involve the band.
Exactly.
But that's my choice, right?
Sure.
And it's everybody's personal choice to decide how they take this on. Now, it's also strange when you look at, if somebody gets ostracized about being a monster, you have, people that have been inspired off of these people, right? Yeah. Do you get Bruno Mars without Michael Jackson? Do you get the white stripes without Jimmy Page? Right? So it's super gray area. But that's why it always comes down to personal preference, but it's also not our job as people to judge and make people feel bad about their personal decision on points like this.
Yeah.
Mike, I understand where you're coming from, but I have a different outlook on it. But
Sure.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and that's literally, as I said 600 times, it's where your hypocrisies lie and what's good with you and how everything happens in your own brain, man.
And I think I think Chris's call out in chat here is really good. That like, do they ruin it because they're crappy people? Maybe not. And he says in the end there that he can easily separate the two, but some people don't have that. For me, it's not about the ability to separate the two. I'm making the choice not to. And that's my choice not
absolutely.
to separate the two, you know, and that's what I think it is.
And that's fine.
For me, everyone that knows me or is listening to our podcast knows I absolutely love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I've been a fan of Pee-wee since, I was little. There's some questionable things, and not just the theater thing, because that's a different conversation for a different panel, but there's other questionable things, but I absolutely love the movie. Now, would I let him, would I give him the keys to my car or let him babysit my kids? Probably not, but I still enjoy, and I will always enjoy Pee-wee. And April in chat is a great one. Tom Cruise. I will say in front of everybody, I absolutely love Tom Cruise movies. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go see him. I mean, come on, Edge of Tomorrow. When is that one? When's the sequel for that coming out? But
yesterday.
He's an odd.
Come on,
but he has some issues and has done some bad things. But again, I'm not letting him. I'm not inviting him to my house. I'm not supporting what he does in his free time. But while he's at work, I enjoy the product he puts out. And to Mike's point, I will make the choice to continue to support his products with the caveat that I know he's not a great person.
And so as we wrap it up, I think more points to Gryffindor there. And I want to give points to Ravensclaw or whatever it is, because Chris is agreeing with me a whole lot. And I'll point out you guys, I may have been gone for 3 weeks, but I'm the only one in chat that people have been calling me out, good and bad, but they've been only mentioning me. So
you're in Georgia. You came 49th in education. You can barely read.
Hey, so I just want to remind you.
I'm letting the chat who doesn't know you know that you're an idiot and you can't.
I just want to remind you every year that CONjuration happens in Atlanta, Georgia every year. So please come out in person. Phil will not be there. Guys, it's been fun. It's always fun. But what I want to do is point out something we normally do on this show, which is Show the Love. And our Show the Love segment, we just pick a random thing. We just pick something that maybe someone created or a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or some music or a charity. And we just talk about it and randomly show the love. And we each get to do that. But we all decided for today, we want to show the love to the vendors of CONjuration. So if you go to eventany.com, there's a tab for CONjuration. One of our friends, Emily Swan, happens to be doing Patronus portraits. You can get your own self with your own Patronus in your house. Those are awesome, but there's plenty of other awesome vendors out there. So please go check them out. You didn't have to spend any money at the con this year, so spend it on the vendors. Go buy some awesome stuff. Yes, Phil, before we wrap it up.
Say real quick that's very important, because a lot of these people that are in the vendor hall lost all their cons, which is where they get their money from. Local artists, local or jewelry maker, people who make butterbeer. All these people normally have the con to help pay for their bills. So that's why Digital Con that has a vendor hall is so important. Help these people out. Support indie, local artists, local whatever. Just take care of them, guys.
Phil, I really appreciate that after you crapped on Georgia. I think you may have brought it back. At
I
the
forgot
Super
that this ad took.
Oh,
I think Phil-
Philadelphia just got nuked. I don't know what happened.
I think
We
Phil makes a
needed
great
Philly.
point, and that's a good place to end it. Go support the vendors, go buy some stuff, and thank you guys for checking us out. You can find us on whatever podcatcher you listen to. We are Almost Daily Discourse and CONjuration. Thank you for having us. Oh, one more thing. Don't go away. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here, folks.
Right here.
We have Blubbering Humdingers. Did I get that right? Blibbering Humdingers and Hawthorne and Holly doing some performances tonight. So you guys hang out, stay on the.
Sorry, absolutely. Go to twitch.tv/almostdailypod. Like us, subscribe. We'll be back Wednesday night live. We could definitely use some love, and we hope we entertained you and gave a little magic. And hey, I got the sock. I'm free to say